Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 14th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, let's go ahead. Get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Looks like we are good to go. So I'll just give it a few moments for people to continue making their way in. Few places here. Hey, Daniel, morning. All right, guys, morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 14th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start market liquidity over here as we get started. I'll start off over here on the weekly time frame. And again, guys, I'm just going to mark up the levels that are, I guess, closest, because it's kind of pointless to draw all of the levels when we don't expect price to really push out that far for today specifically. So for today, I'm going to try to start using my top step again, guys. It's been a while since I've used it because it's kind of hard to trade them side by side with my MT4. Obviously, my MT4 is priority because I'm already funded on those. So I actually get payouts on those accounts versus top step, where it's just a little more complicated because even once I do get funded, there's a scaling process. So I have to take a huge pay cut if I focus on that. And the other worst part about it is that there's no reliable copier with them. So I'm going to try to use my top step today. I'm going to be taking a lot of speculative trades on that account. I think for my top step, I've already decided that I think for that account, I'm probably either going to take some trades where I just sit and forget them for like a long period of time, because it's hard to make a lot of profit on that unless you're taking a lot of trades or if you're taking big trades. So I think for that specific account, I'll be taking a lot of quick scalps, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing. I'm basically going to be doing like the breakout, but I'm going to be doing it for the entire session, basically. And I'm doing it for a 1-to-1 for 100 pips. The problem with that with MT4 is that in order to apply a strategy like that, you have to have like little or no spread. So I think it's a good strategy for top step because we're trading futures and there's like literally no spread. But with MT4, a lot of MT4 brokers have a lot of spread, so it's impossible to trade with a 100 pip stop loss because you have to cover the spread. And if you're covering the spread, you'll probably get automatically stopped out as soon as you get in. So here's the first level above, guys. The first level above is going to be 35,206. And the first level below is going to be 34,972. So we have the first level right here. Volatility is pretty decent right now. It's not very great. It's decent. There's a lot of movement based off the news this morning. There's PPI. So I would personally just go for 100 pips, guys, because, or if you want to go for the full 300, I mean, you can, but the volatility might be a little bit crazy today. So I probably only go for 100. It's up to you guys, if whatever you guys want to do. I'm not going to take the liquidity. However, I will be looking for a possible entry for breakout V2, and then also what I was just explaining to you guys regarding the speculative moves on my Top Step account. I'm also going to use my Top Step from my laptop so that I can use it separately. Anyways, guys, market is going to open in about 1.5 minutes. So we'll see what happens here on open. Again, we have news over here pre-market at 5:36. So 5:36, there was news. Obviously, you guys can see the crazy movement right here. 5:36. And for the speculative move, guys, I mean, I don't really necessarily recommend you guys take it unless you guys know what you're doing, or unless you guys are on a futures broker, because like I mentioned, the spread is going to be, it's going to eat into your profits. It's going to be almost impossible to like get in and out properly. Gotcha. Hey, I should have said so you make 4,500, then you can trade 15 lots. Gotcha. Yeah, the scaling plan kind of sucks. That's the thing that I was kind of worried about as well. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Maria. Morning, Marcin. Morning, Vince. Morning, Sisu. Morning, Andrew. Morning, everybody. All right, market is opening in about 1 minute. We'll be looking for a possible entry over here for the breakout V2. Currently have a sell momentum, so possibly a sell right here. Yeah, Shiv said, I think it's good, but it sucks you're limited. The reasoning behind being limited like that, Shiv, is because they don't want you to blow your account as soon as you got funded, right? So they want you to get funded and stay funded consistently for a bit before you go a little too crazy. So I think they do that. They actually want you to succeed, which is what I like about Top Step. They're not like they're not a shady company. So I don't think anything's gonna happen with them regarding this investigation with MFF. I think they've been around for so long that they're trustworthy, and they're just going to continue on with business. So anyways, we have a possibility of a breakout V2 for a sell here. If we get 2 red candles, possible breakout V2. The thing with this here, guys, that you guys want to be careful for and be a little wary about is the news, right? So the news today caused price to really move a bit erratic. So I mean, we'll see how these candles move. Again, if this thing is a little too overextended on open, like how it was yesterday, I'm probably just going to skip it, guys. I'll follow it for documentation purposes. But from what I've noticed, whenever there's a losing trade for the breakout V2, it's typically because there's like either some really big candles right before the entry, or there's a really big news event that happens pre-market, which today was PPI, Producer Price Index. And, you just don't really want to get caught and move like that, especially if it's going to be risky. I mean, typically I'm not gonna shy away from these moves, but sometimes it's kind of best to just sit out and wait and just watch it instead of like chasing the move. In a lot of instances, you just got to be smart about it, guys, because market's not always going to be forgivable. All right, so we have about, these candles here are just, it's a little too big, so a little overextended too. So we got about 20 seconds left on this here. I mean, if anything, I could maybe just take it on one account instead of all my accounts, but the overextension here is a bit high. right? So I'm not going to take this, guys. I'm going to follow it for documentation purposes, but I'm not going to take it myself. I just don't feel comfortable with this right here. So you can see how prices retracing up. I don't like when the candles are too big and it's overextended, because price will typically retrace like this. So it's a great reason, a great idea that I decided to hold off on this, because you guys can see how it's moving right now. It's moving pretty crazy. I mean, I'm hoping it plays through, because for data purposes, we want it to play through, but you got to be smart about certain moves, right? Like, even though you're trying to pull up data, like this here is probably not the entry that I want to be in right now. I'm glad I didn't take it, because I knew something like this is probably going to happen. It's all from, like how I've mentioned to you guys, all of our results here and all of our profits are data driven. We trade based off probability. We apply the strategy based off probability. And if the probability shows that this trade is probably not going to play through, then I'm not going to risk it. I'll follow it and I'll document it, but I'm not going to take it. So yeah, exactly. Jonathan said, got to know when to hold them and fold them. Yeah, exactly. So here as price comes down, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes through and just plays out. But again, like I mentioned, guys, this is one of those days where I want to take any unnecessary risk because of the PPI news. So it's coming through right there. But as I mentioned, the volatility right now is a little crazy. So we're following it. I'm not in this position, guys. So this is not going to count as like one of my official trades. It's going to count as yeah, and right there you can see it went straight up. Or it's still running. So I'm going to document this trade, but it's not an official trade because I didn't take the trade. The only official trades are the ones that I take myself personally, but I give my explanation why I decided not to take this. I've been pulling like so much data from this strategy that it's really making a difference with my decision process for like which entries I decide to take and which ones I decide to avoid. Okay, so this one here didn't play out completely fine. I wasn't expecting this to play out, like I mentioned. That's why I didn't take the trade. So I'm going to document this trade, but I didn't take it, so it's not going to fall under official trades, of course. So let me go over here. The entry came up at 632. Go over here real quick to the spreadsheet. Team 23, 632. This was for a sell. It was a loss. It's literally the same setup as yesterday. If you guys can see over here in the notes, it's pretty much the same thing. That happened yesterday. Price was overextended, plus instead of CPI, it's now PPI news. So you had some high impact news pre-market, some pretty crazy movement overall. And I'm glad we skipped that trade. So, it's about being smart about the position. You can't just put your complete trust into a strategy just because there's going to be times where you have to be smart about it, understand when to skip it. So I didn't take a trade here. It's not going to count, but I did take it. I did mark it down as one of the entries that came up for the breakout V2. All right, so now I'm going to be looking for the momentum counter scalp. That's probably going to be the first one. And then possibly after that, we'll be looking for the momentum pullback scalp. So once we get a momentum signal, we'll be looking for a possible entry for a momentum counter scalp. And then from there, I'll be marking up the structure for the momentum pullback scalp. And then also behind the scenes, I'll be taking some trades here. So what I mentioned earlier, guys, if you guys are just joining the room, or if you guys just joined the room, so I got to use my Top Step account. So I keep paying this monthly fee for Top Step and I'm not even using the account. So my Top Step account is basically going to be like my high frequency trading account, where I'm just going to be taking a lot of trades on these accounts. Specifically because the spread is so tight. So I'm able to take a lot of trades on here, and I'm able to get in and out with really tight TP stop losses. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically applying the breakout V2, but throughout the live session. So I don't recommend anybody take it. For this type of trading, it's very risky. You have to be very focused and on point, and you have to have your TP stop loss set right away, and your entry has to be on point. So I'm going to be taking these trades on like one of my top step accounts. I'm not going to use the copier because with the copier, you can't set an automatic TP stop loss. So it's kind of pointless. So you guys will probably see a bunch of orders come up. You can see my orders right here. So I have one order right here that I took for a buy. This hit full TP. You guys can see the little arrows right there. And then I took this right here, pre-market 2 for a buy as well. And I hit my full TP right there too. So I have 2 wins right now regarding with this specific strategy. So you guys will see like lines come up and you'll probably hear like order filled and stuff like that on my computer. But again, this strategy is, I'm basically YOLOing this account. Because the thing is, if this account doesn't play through on Top Step, I'm not going to renew it because it's just kind of pointless. Like there's the copier is not good. If they had a better copier, I would use them, or if I can link them with my MT4s, I would. But my priority is with MT4 right now, because on MT4 I'm funded on those accounts. So all these profits here that you're seeing, I'm actually getting payouts for a majority of these accounts right here, right? Because my FTMO is funded, so I'm getting paid out on those. I'm passing the other accounts probably soon. And then my personal account right here too, I'm making like a pretty good amount of money versus Top Step where I can't really use a copier. I just have one account until they like put together a copier, which I'm surprised they don't have a copier for it yet. Until they have a copier, then maybe my focus will shift to Top Step. I think Top Step is good if you're just trading one account. If you're trading one account, it's good because they have little to no spread. They use futures data. And I think with a lot of prop firms, they're going to start moving in this direction. If you're trading a prop firm in the US, a lot of them are going to move towards futures because of all the regulation from MFF. So if you guys see some trades on here, which you guys probably will, I'm pretty much YOLOing this account right now. Well, I'm not really YOLOing it, but I'm taking riskier trades with very tight TP stop loss. So like basically if I'm looking for a buy here, I'm going to be looking for like 100 pips. Like I'm going for a really tight TP stop loss, and then I'm just going to take it and let it run to TP or stop loss. That's literally all I'm doing. From my testing over the past couple of days, I saw that there's about 3 or 4 entries that come up. So the thing is, I did the math, and like every trade I take will be like a 750 profit, right? If you guys are taking a 15 lot. So for every trade, if I'm doing like say 3 trades a day times 750, I can make about 2,250, right, on my Top Step. And if I do this every day, I'll probably pass the Top Step by by the end of the month. So yeah, with my Top Step, guys, I'm taking like very risky trades, and I'm just kind of taking them as I see them. And if it works well and I get funded on my Top Step by doing this, then I'll just keep doing it. The only problem is it's only one account, so that's the downside. But it's cool. I have 2 accounts, so I'll probably switch between the 2 from time to time. But again, my main focus will be on MT4 because those are funded, and I don't have to worry about the trades not copying over because I already have a copier for that. Anyways, there's no entry for us here yet. We're looking for a signal, really. A signal in the other direction. Once we have that, we can start looking for possible entry here. Here's a clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price right there. Hey, Shannon, how's it going? Morning. All right, there is that right there. I'll mark up opening price. And 8 o'clock. All right, so as you guys can see right here, there's not really too much going on. Structure there's not really much structure yet. Price is kind of just going back and forth at the moment from where it's currently at. Right there. Liquidity still hasn't gotten hit. There's liquidity on both sides right here. So if you guys are looking for liquidity, I'd probably only go for 100 pips at this point, but it's still pretty far from both sides. So we have liquidity above, which is about 1,400 pips away, and then liquidity below, which is about 1,000 pips away. So they're both pretty far from current price, but that is liquidity right there. All right, looks like the volatility is dying down pretty quick. The news from this morning was PPI. If you guys are not familiar with PPI, it's producer price index. It's pretty much inflation news. Yesterday was consumer price index. Now it's producer price index. Same thing. It's inflation news. News is positive. but price did come down. Everything else was negative here. We have more news over here at 7 o'clock, which is business inventories. It's coming up in about 19 minutes. Then we have retail inventories as well, and natural gas storage, and that's pretty much it for the most part. But yeah, there's no entries right now. So I'm looking for a possible momentum counter scalp. In order to get that, we need a buy signal to come up and then a continuation back to the downside. On top of that, I'll be looking at basically the breakout V2, but throughout the day, I'll probably come up with another name for it. Breakout V2, right? So it's a V2 of V2. Yeah, no, but the strategy works pretty well. So I took 2 trades. If you guys are just joining again and you just heard what I mentioned, there's 2 trades right here. You can see the markers from my entries. Yeah, Daniel said V2 squared. Yeah, exactly. I tested it and it's pretty good. I mean, like it's pretty good when the volatility is high enough. Like right now, I don't think this is probably the best market to trade it in because the volatility is kind of low. But I think when the market picks up later in the middle of the fall, it's going to be easy because you can basically catch like 1 entry per momentum. So I'm looking for like basically momentum. Like for example, my entry right here happened. Let me show you guys why I took and I'll go to a different chart actually. Let me go here to a clean chart. Sorry, this chart over here. Okay, so the entry I took this morning was right here. So see how there was a buy signal? I looked for 2 green candles, which were right here. And that's where I took my buy. So I look for 2 green, it's the same strategy. I look for buy momentum, look for 2 green candles to follow. So 2 green candles right there, took my entry right there. And then I went for 100 pips, super easy, quick to profit right there. That was the first trade. And then the second trade I took was actually before it was right here. So there's a buy signal, there's 2 green candles, and then the same thing. I did the same exact thing right there. And I went for 100 pips right there too. So again, like this strategy works well with like a futures broker because there's like little to no spread, but it's kind of hard with MT4 because the spread sometimes is kind of crazy. Like right now, the spread's currently 1.8 on FTMO, which is not good. It's actually pretty high, 18 right now, basically 18 pips or 1.8 points. It's pretty high. Typically, it's like 1.4 or lower. Right now, it's pretty high. So it's kind of impossible for you to scalp it because you got to cover the spread first before you take a trade. That's why like our negative risk reward is applied mainly with like the MT4 trades like we used to, because you have to cover the spread. So you're kind of factoring the spread into your move. But if you're trading with the futures broker, there's like basically no spread here. It's like 1 point spread, but it's not really that bad from my knowledge, in my opinion. So, all right. There's still no entries here. So I'll try to give you a heads up when I'm taking that trade on my top step. It's going to happen really quickly. So I'm just going to have to take it really, really quick. But again, those entries are not going to count towards anything because that's just something that I'm doing. It's like a side mission for me to get make use of this top step account because I've been getting charged for it like every month. Like it's like $200 a month, which is not a big deal because you know the total upside to it is a lot better once I get funded with them. And if I could just keep doing this every day, it pays for itself basically. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. If it doesn't work out well, then I'm gonna have to figure out another avenue for my top step. I'll probably switch over to like NinjaTrader or something because they're not doing any more TraderBait accounts anyways. Okay, so we have a pending buy signal right here. So the breakout's done with. We're looking for a momentum counter scalp. I think I'm going to start drawing the levels here as well because it's getting closer to 7. It's already 6:45. So I'm going to start drawing the levels here for the momentum pullback scalp. So this is going to be one of the things that's going to be a little difficult because I don't want to be getting confused with the strategies or my focus to be elsewhere. So for my TraderBait trades, I'm probably not even going to say anything. I'm just going to take them because I could take them without really thinking about it. But our main focus will be on like momentum pullback scalp, because that's one of the actual official strategies that we'll be applying here. I'll probably toss that in with my Trader Bait account anyways too. All right. Currently have a buy signal right here. So I'll just call this my, sorry guys, 1 second. Sorry guys, 1 second. I gotta clean up my node real quick. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, my dog like threw up in my office, so I had to go clean it up real quick. So if this candle right here closes green, it's gonna be that entry I was just talking about the Trader Bait. So I'll be watching this candle here as it closes. And again, this trade is not an official entry or anything like that. It's just one of the entries that I'm going to be kind of running through.
Order filled.
So it filled right there. Again, this isn't an official strategy, guys. I'm just kind of running it on my Trader Bait.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out. Full TP right there. Got that quick move for 100 pips. So that's a free 750 for me right there. You guys can see how easy the strategy works well, especially if it's on Trader Bait, or not even Trader Bait, just with the futures broker, because there's no spread. So like you see that where it hits my TP, it actually closes me out. It's not like MT4 where it's like, okay, hit your TP, but you got to be like way up here before it actually closes you out, right? That's super annoying. I hate when that happens. So yeah, there goes the entry that I just saw. You guys saw me take it live. You know, it says order filled. You guys can see all the arrows here. It took one big order, then it closed out. So I'll take a screenshot of this so that you guys can see like kind of what I locked in. Just like for your preference, if you guys want to do this yourself, you guys are more than welcome to do this because this strategy is super simple. The only problem is you need to have a broker with like literally no spread, basically no spread, because you'll get caught in the position if it ends up pulling back on you. So I'll just post this up over here real quick so that you guys can see. You know what I took? I'm going to document this too, because maybe I'll create a spreadsheet on this as well. And then I can, and maybe eventually we'll put this into something official, but we'd have to like restrict it to only like futures accounts. So quick profit. So I'm just going to put that there so that you guys understand where these trades are coming from. And you guys can see my accounts right there. So I'm currently at 2025 on my Top Step account right now. I took 3 trades today, basically. So guys, I do see your guys' questions in the chat. I'll go over and I'll review that. once we have some downtime. Right now, I'm just going to focus on trading. So I do see you guys' questions, but I will go back and review that in a little bit. I see your question too, Oscar. So I will go over the bias, but every other question I'm going to hold off for now because I just want to focus mainly on trading at the moment. Okay, so we have a possible. No, we don't. We have a possible momentum counter scalp coming up soon. If there's 2 red candles that come up, then it's technically a momentum counter scalp, but I'm probably going to hold off on it for now because it's not one of the main strategies that I'm really focusing on. I'm documenting it, but I'm not necessarily looking to take it because I think the momentum counter scalp is a little risky right now, specifically. Because there's not really much of a direction and it looks like price is attempting to climb up. So, you got to use your common sense sometimes when thinking whether you want to take a certain trade or not. So yeah, there goes my profits right there. I basically took 3 of these trades today. I'm up 2,025 on my top step account. I'm basically just trying to make use of the account before kind of just give up on it. On the Discord as well. So guys, hopefully you guys are making your way to the Discord because sooner than later, I'm going to stop using the Telegram. So we're going to be making a full transition to Discord soon. So hopefully you guys are getting the link. Every day I'm posting the link for the Discord on the Telegram. So, don't sleep on the link, guys. If you guys see the link or if you guys don't see it, what doesn't matter which chat you're in, just make sure that you're joining the Discord because it's hard for me to transfer everything over from Telegram to Discord. So if you guys have profits, try to post them in the Discord here. Just go to team profits and then post them up right here. It's fine if you guys are still posting them up in Telegram, but I'll tag you in it, Ross. See the link on Discord. Which link are you referring to, Ross? And I'll get back to your question. So I see your question. I'll get back to your question because I don't want to miss any trades here. I'm not sure which link. Are you talking about how to get into the Discord or a link that's on Discord? All right, so I'm going to avoid questions for right now, guys. We have news coming up in about 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to take a look at the overall bias. So today's overall bias. Retail sentiment. So let's see, retail sentiment right now is currently 61% short. This indicates that 61% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy. So right now, 61% short is currently bullish. Or it's like bullish neutral. Bullish neutral, 61% short. Looking over here at CNBC, CNBC is currently up 177 points, so that's bullish as well. Plus points. Short-term technicals. All right, so taking a look over here, short-term technicals are currently bullish. You can see prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. So short-term is bullish and long-term is also bullish. So it looks like we have a bit of a bullish bias for today. Bullish. Yeah, it looks pretty bullish for the most part. All right, so there goes the overall bias right there. Oh, guys, so here's the thing. I got to remind you guys every day. So if you guys are looking at the Discord, if you guys are just here and you guys don't see all these tabs right here, all these categories, go to where it says Kodi Kai trades up top right here, where it says the server name, click the drop down, and then go to show all channels. So I see that Ross has a bit of an issue looking for a certain category. Yours probably looks like this, Ross, where there's not everything there, right? You might see it, you might not. It might be under suggested. So if you want to see all of them, go up here, click on show all channels, and that'll show you all the channels right here. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm going to try to remind you guys that every day because I know it's hard for you guys to see it. And then also it's hard for me to like it's hard for me to tell you guys to look at it because there's not really an area where, I mean, there's a start here page on Discord, but I feel like a lot of people just look over it and they don't actually see it. So I'll probably add it right here to the start here page, but yeah, this is how you'd be able to find it. You go up here, show all channels. All right, so we got news coming up right here in about 3 minutes. I'm going to skim through the questions right now real quick. And if I see anything that I can answer right away, I'll answer it. If I didn't answer your question, just wait till we have some more downtime and then I'll answer that question around that period. But let me scroll over here real quick. So let's see, let me scroll real quick, zoom through these. Yeah, so Oscar's asking if bias is bullish today. Yes, that is correct, bullish. Daniel's asking about the high-low momentum scalp. Yeah, there was one right here, guys. So there's a lower low right here. There's a buy signal that broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2. So that right there would be a high-low momentum scalp. You know, with this strategy right here too, if you're using Top Step, you can probably do it with a 1-to-1. So you can do 100-100 just like I do with the other strategies. Possibly. I mean, if you want to try it, feel free, but it's kind of hard because it's a tight TP stop loss if you end up using it. But yeah, what you're using now is fine. This entry right here is a high-low momentum scalp. Lower low buy signal breaking close past pivots 1 and 2. This would be your entry right there. And obviously it went straight to TP. Maybe not use the 10-10, it's kind of tight. But yeah, the 10-30 works pretty fine, or even a 10-25 maybe. 10-25 looks like it can work if you guys want to tighten your stop loss a little bit. So nice work right there, Daniel, on catching that. Yeah, Natasha took it as well. I got you. Yeah, so Oscar said he took it, but he didn't check bias. Yeah, well, your bias was fine. You guessed right for the most part. Randy also mentioned there hasn't been a day where both the breakout and MCS loses, by the way. Well, that's good to know. So the momentum counter scalp is still technically available right now, guys, if you guys are looking to take it. So there's a buy signal here. If you get 2 red candles, the momentum counter scalp is going to be the entry. So, I mean, something to take a look at. William said he saw that as well. He put the data on an Excel graph last night so he could see the color visuals, and he came to that conclusion as well. Yeah, no, definitely. It's awesome. Yeah, Randy said it's either the MCS entry doesn't come up or it wins. Still need more data though to draw concrete conclusions. Yeah, it's about to be 7 o'clock. So if it doesn't come up right here at 7, within the next candle, which it's obviously not going to come up, there's no momentum counter scalp for today. So I'm going to go over here real quick to the data, and I'm just going to put this down right here because there is no entry. Yeah, so again, if you guys are new here and you guys are not familiar with what I'm looking at right here, I pretty much have the data for every trade that we take here for basically the ones that we're testing, and then every trade that we take that's an official entry. So looking at this right here, guys, it's 7 o'clock. So there's obviously not going to be any momentum counter scalp for today. This strategy only runs till 7. So the only opportunity here next would be a momentum pullback scalp, which is completely fine with me. So, all right, here, I'll just run through the Discord again real quick. So if you guys are new here and you guys are not on the Discord, make sure you get on the Discord because this is going to have all the information and it's going to have all the data that you guys are looking for. So looking at this over here, if you want to look at the strategies, go down to the strategies category channel. You'll see all the strategies lined up here with all the indicators. If you go down to, if you're in the premium, click the Zoom links here, and this will give you those Zoom links. It's only for premium members. If you go to announcements here, it'll have all the announcements. This is all the live training sessions, all the mentoring sessions, all the live results. Official profits are going to be my profits. So these are the ones that I take myself. Team profits is going to be everybody else. So this is going to be everybody else who posts their profits. And then if you go down over here to official live trades, if you guys haven't seen this, this is probably going to be your greatest resource in the Discord and greatest resource with Kodi Kai here. Because if you click on this here, this is going to pull up a spreadsheet of every trade we've taken or every trade I've taken during these live sessions or, any of the official trades. So if you look over here, I have all the data from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. It's going to have all of the data here from every trade that we've taken here on the live session. So this here will show you exactly which strategy works during what month, what TP stop loss to use, because it'll show you the volatility of like that month. And it'll give you the stats for every month and every trade that we've taken for this month and for the year so far. So for the year so far, we're doing pretty decent. I currently have, so these are all the trades for the year so far up until August. I have 154 wins, 21 losses, total profit of 23,330 pips for a total of 175 trades. My win-loss ratio is 88% win ratio. So I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, all this data here is going to be useful to you. It's not just useful to me, it's useful to you because instead of asking me like, hey, Sean, what strategy should I be using right now? Just pull up the data here and the data will show you what strategy was used during that month. So like say January of next month or January of next year, 2024, you're curious, okay, it's going to be a new year. What strategy should I apply? You'll see here that the strategies that we're hitting were like the momentum scalps, the breakouts, etc. And you'll see which strategies we're losing, which was the momentum scalp variation and the breakout 2.0. So don't take those entries, don't take those strategies, take the other ones. And that's what your TP stop loss should be. So again, that's basically what the Discord, I mean, that's going to be for the official trades. And I think this right here is going to be even more useful to you if you're trying to apply any of these newer strategies. So if you click on the breakout V2 here, it'll give you the spreadsheet for the breakout V2. That we've been applying. I've been pretty much documenting it every single day. And we have Jimmy over here. He's also documenting like the previous trades from the previous years. So we're going to have a lot of data here regarding this specific strategy. So you can see over here that this strategy typically doesn't lose back like any more than back-to-back. So we have 2 back-to-back losses here based off CPI news and overextension. Tomorrow's trade is probably going to win, right? Because we don't really have 2 trades. Like it never flows farther than 2 back-to-back trades. We have usually 1 trade, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, and then everything else is like a straight long shot of wins. So before yesterday and today, we had about a 9 win streak. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can use this to basically determine your probability of the next trade. So yeah, again, if you guys are new to the Discord or if you guys are not part of the Discord, get on the Discord. All the information is here. Also, we have the team chat here. So we just pretty much consolidated the chat into one chat. If you guys ever want to talk to anybody in the group, just type in there. If you have any trade questions, put them here. I'll answer them or somebody else will answer them. If you have any funding questions or broker questions, put them here and I'll answer them or anybody else will. And if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to put them over here as well. So, all right, guys, back to the charts. There's nothing here coming up. So you guys are not missing out on anything here. Nothing to worry about. There was one entry that came up right here, but obviously we couldn't take it because obvious reasons, but there was no trend yet at this time. Or it looks like the trend might have shifted a little bit, but it wasn't super clear. Yeah, so this entry right here wouldn't be an entry because the red pivot wasn't below. It was technically below, but it just got below on this specific candle right here. So I wouldn't have taken that entry there. But this here would be the momentum pullback scalp. So bullish momentum, the trend here is starting to shift. So your entry would have been waiting down here at the 80 mark. You'd have your pending order right there, just waiting. And then as soon as it filled, it looks like it came up and hit CP right away. But it's all good. We'll be looking for the next one here. So we're looking for, basically we're looking for a sell momentum and we're looking for a new green momentum. So once we have that, we can start looking for an entry in that direction. Right now we have a bullish trend. I mean, it may shift. If it shifts, that's fine. And then we'll look for price to shift. And then once the trend shifts, we can start looking for another entry. But right now, obviously we just don't have that yet. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, since there's no entries here, I'll go into the questions real quick. So let's see. Oscar's asking if there was a V1 at 644. I mean, technically, yeah, that'd be a V1 right there. I mean, it's a double body. I usually look for two opposite candle colors, but yeah, there's a double body right there. So you could have taken that as a V1 right there, Oscar, if you wanted to. Yeah, I personally wouldn't take it because I like looking for two opposite candles, but it is a double body, so it does look like something that, I mean, it fits a criteria. Martha also mentioned that there was a V2 that came up at 750, 950, which is 650 our time. I don't really see one here, Martha. Yeah, I don't see any. Well, which V2 are you talking about, Martha? Are you talking about a V2 variation? So Martha said 950, which would be 650 our time shit. So it should happen right here. I'm assuming you're talking about one of these here. The bias is bullish, so you wouldn't really be looking for a sell. If you're talking about this right here, there'd be no entry because you're looking for a buy here. Because you have to trade in the direction of bias. Bias is bullish, unless you're talking about this one right here, but there's no pending buy signal for that. So you'd have like this would be the red candle that you're looking for, and you're looking for a strong green candle, but there's no pending momentum here for for a buy. So it wouldn't necessarily fit the criteria for a V2 specifically. Oh yeah, okay, so you're talking about that, yeah. Yeah, that'd be the I gotta come up with another name for that. So because the V2s, it's just a little too confusing for that there specifically. But yeah, the entry would have happened right here. That's the one that I took, Martha. So that's the one that's why it has the arrows there, because that's the one we took here on the live. Yeah. So the entry would have happened here at 649, actually, not 650, because this would be a little too late. You'd have the two green candles right here, and then this is where the entry would come up. And that's where I took mine, right here. Yeah, exactly. TP was at 250. There's another entry right here that's setting up for that. Again, guys, like I mentioned before, I'm not necessarily... Like, I don't really recommend people take this. This is kind of just something that I'm just running to try to pump up my Trade08 account, because I haven't been using it for a couple months. It's hard to trade on multiple multiple accounts here, of course. So I'm a little more careful with these entries here, and I'm just taking on my top step, so it's not really one of those that too worried about. Oh, fuck, I took the trade. I forgot to put an order quantity. Let me see if it actually, it looks like it took it. I keep forgetting that you have to put an order quantity on this, which is kind of throws me off too, and it's a little annoying. All right, perfect. So I just hit TP right there. I don't know why I didn't say order filled. It should have said order filled. But you guys can see right there, I took the same trade again right there. There's sell signal, two red candles, then I took it. I keep forgetting that I have to put the order. I don't know why it does that. It should just have the order number that already filled every time. I guess they do that so you don't overtrade. Kind of forces you to like put all the information in. So I took the trade right there again. I actually took that one on my MC4 as well. So you guys can see like this strategy is pretty lucrative. It's super lucrative if you do it properly. So let me just, and I forgot to mark it up. It just happened so quickly. These entries happen so quickly where like you have to be watching it. It was like, I had to make a decision. I was like, okay, am I gonna take it on my top step? Am I going to write it up, mark it up over here? I don't know why I didn't say order fill though. I know my volume was up. So I don't know. Whatever, it is what it is. But anyways, I took the trade there. That's what I took. I'll take another screenshot of that to show you. I actually took this on all my accounts this time, so I was super confident with the trade. So took another one right there. Top step's looking pretty solid so far. Hold over there. So unfortunately, there was no breakout for today. And momentum pullback scalp is still setting up right now. Yeah, it was kind of risky on my MC4 because when I got in, I was already in the negative because of the spread. So I don't know if I'm going to take this strategy on my MC4. That was kind of a dumb decision. I kind of FOMOed into it because it was ready to draw down a little bit. So I pulled into it. But when I looked at my MC4, I was like negative 1,000 already as soon as I entered the trade because the spread's so wide right now. If you look at MC4 guys on FTMO, the spread's currently 1.9. It's very high. So I'm basically having to cover, instead of going for 100 pips, I have to go for like almost 200 pips to get my TP. So I'm not going to trade on my MC4 right now, not for that specific strategy, because the spread is just too crazy right now. It's too wide. I can't enter it with a 100 pip stop loss because it might just automatically drop me down to a loss. So let me take a screenshot of my trade over here. I'm still looking for any other entries though. So I'm looking for possible entries for the momentum pullback scalp if we can get that. If we don't get that though, I'm not going to force anything, of course. Volatility is pretty decent though. So if you look at volatility, it's consistently at 18, which is what we were typically what we are looking for the most part. Maria said momentum pullback scalp. So there's actually not one that came up just yet, Maria. I know I was looking at that one too, because the pivots over here have not confirmed a bearish trend. So you need this red pivot to be above it. But I was looking at that one too, the same one you were looking at. We need this red pivot to be above all of them. I know it's kind of hard. It's kind of annoying because the trend could be already down here with the trend meter, but you want something to be confirmed. So I mean, there's still opportunity for entry here. So if the entry continues to move along and this crosses over and price goes further down, so price continues to drop and then it comes back up again here. So you'll have another opportunity for entry at that point. The only reason I really like this like kind of variation to the breakout V2 is that it's a one-to-one. I really like one-to-one strategies because you can take X amount of entries and as long as your win rate's more than 50, you're going to be in profit, right? And I think that's something that a lot of people here appreciate and like as well, because it's just it's a lot less stressful, of course, right? And I'm sure you guys can agree because you guys don't have to worry about, okay, I have to make like 3 wins or 2 or 3 wins to make the money back when you just take one and you're pretty much done or you're back at it. Okay, so all right, here is my other accounts. Okay, Maria, so like now that we have the pivots over here shifted, you technically can look for another entry here. You just need price to come down a little bit, then look for the retracement. So price needs to come down, retrace up, and then provide for another opportunity for entry, applying the momentum pullback scalp. You don't want it to pull back too far right now because if it pulls back, this pivot here is going to shift. So that's why I'm saying like this needs to come down a little bit lower, because if it doesn't come down lower, and it just goes up right here, this pivot's going to go back below it. So it's not going to be bearish anymore if that happens. Yeah. So you want it to kind of move over just a little bit, at least a little bit lower. Because if it doesn't, then the pivots are going to shift and it's no longer going to be bearish. So here are the profits across all my accounts over here. You can see my first account locked in 1,000 for my funded engineer, my first FTMO 1,000, second FTMO 1,000. I keep forgetting what account this is, but it's another one of my copier accounts. This is my second FTM. I know this because it's 2,000. I took a 200 lot on this one. Here is my funded engineer first account, 495. Here is my personal account locked in 315. My TFF number 1, 865, and my second TFF locked in a total profit of 965 right here. So these are my profits for the day, the week, and the month so far. Pretty much just added another profit to it. So pretty solid. So technically the entry could have been right here, Maria, for the momentum pullback scalp, guys. But again, like I wanted to push down a little bit lower before I took any entry from this point. So I don't know if anybody's in this position right here. It's currently running, but I consider it a little bit risky because we don't really have a push in the direction just yet. Unfortunately, the volatility is starting to die down a little bit. So, okay, so if you guys took it, it looks like it hit. I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count this, of course. I'm only counting trades that I take personally. So if I don't take it and I don't make profit on the trade, it's not going to count as an official trade because it's not official, right? So yeah, it's just a little risky with like how this plays through because like if you look at the criteria for the strategy, you need to have a push in that direction, right? So I mean, it's kind of a gray area for the momentum pullback scalp. So identify direction of momentum. We have a sell signal here. Identify trend is matching with the pivots. So you can see prices below the pivots. Pivots are angling down. Confirm trend is matching with the trend meter. Trend meter down below is red. Confirm directional push in that direction. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because price was going sideways over here. You don't want that. You want price to be moving directional. So it didn't really move it moved directional prior, but at the time of entry, price was just going sideways. So I don't think I would have taken that trade, but if you were following the criteria here, I mean, technically you could have found this as an entry point because price came down, retraced right here. I think it retraced like on the line. Actually, I take that back. So there's no entry here. This candle right here closed above the black line, which is pretty much invalidates this level right here. So you'd have to, I mean, this entry is still technically running at the moment if you guys are still looking to take it, but it is a bit overextended. So if you measure it from this point up here, the market sucks when it's slow like this. So you guys can see how it's moving, but it's moving very slow. This is hard to really identify entries because there's going to be points where price just kind of flattens out. And looking at where price is currently at right now, it's a bit overextended, right? Prices came down from this high of at 1,400 pips, so it's due for retracement right here. You know, it's just not a good entry altogether. Like I'm not gonna lead you to a risky trade. If I think it's risky and I don't feel like I'm comfortable taking it, I'm not going to tell you guys that to take it, right? Because I don't want you guys to lose any trades here. Main goal here is to win. You know, that's how we became so successful here in our group, is because our main focus is winning. We don't really care about the profits. Profits are automatic if you just focus on winning. So right now, I don't think this is a good time to trade. I think this is where a lot of risky traps get set up. It's also at news price right here. So it's basically a double bottom off news right there, right? It's not a good area to trade in. I don't like trading in areas where a lot of people are looking. So if a lot of people are looking right here at this double bottom, I don't like looking at that, because if I'm looking at it that way, price can really go in either direction. It can either spike both ways to stop you out either way, or it's going to go one way or the other. It's either going to bounce off it as a double bottom off this news price, or it's going to fake out and come down even further. My guess is that it's going to fake out and come down even further, but it's not a risk that I'm really willing to take, especially during these types of market conditions. The volatility is starting to die down a little bit. You can see the ATR is currently at 16. It was at 20. So it was at 21, went down to 20, 19, 18, 17, now it's 16. So if it goes down to 15, you guys can see that the volatility is just starting to slow down and die out a bit, which is not necessarily the type of market that you want to be trading in for the most part. So let me see what I'm missing over here. Natasha said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm sick and just want to lay down. All right, Natasha, feel better, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, so we got some profits over here from, or let me just copy these over real quick. And then towards the end of the session, I'll take individual screenshots of my profits. Put this in the Discord over here. All right, so let's just take a look at everybody's profits real quick before we move along. So we've got Shiv over here. Shiv said slow and steady, took the buy on the push. His goal is 300 a day. He's done for the day. Goal is above 200, ideally 300. but it'll take 273. So yeah, exactly. Shiv said 5 winning days and he can get a payout. So Shiv over here locked in 273 for the day. He's scaling right now. He's funded with Top Step. So nice work right there, Shiv. Yeah, you guys got to scale up. That's going to be the key thing there. We have Andreas here as well. Total profit of 1,020 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Andreas. Took that buy with us earlier. Kenny's asking if I've ever heard of them. I've never heard of funding pips before, Kenny. I wouldn't do anything aside from FTMO unless you've like basically maxed out your funding with FTMO. I wouldn't look at anything else. But yeah, I haven't heard of that company before. Looking over here at Discord. Let's see, okay, we have Sisu here, total profit of 280 on his Top Step account, total profit of 196 on his Apex account. Nice work right there, Sisu. We have Kenny here, total profit of 920 for the day, all wins. We have Natasha here, total profit of 540 for the day, all wins as well. Natasha took another trade, total profit of 657 on her account, all wins. We have Maddie here, total profit of 400 across each of his Apex account. Nice work right there, Maddie. We got Natasha took one more trade, total profit of 810 for the day, all wins. We have Johnny here, total profit of 1,800 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Johnny. And that's about it for the profit so far. Let's see, we have a possible entry for that strategy I was referring to, you guys. I'm not going to take it on my MT4s. I'll take it on my Top Step though. Spread's kind of high on FTMO. It's currently 190. It's not coming up yet, but if we get 2 green candles that follow, then possible entry for that there. Some more profits here from Shiv. Shiv said I lied. He's back with 300. So Shiv took another trade, total profit of 335 right there. Nice work, Shiv. Yeah, Shiv took the high low momentum scalp right there. Nice work, Shiv. He saw the lower low, saw the buy signal break and close past pivots 1 and 2, and then he took that trade right there for a quick profit. Nice work, Shiv. Yeah, no, great work right there. So we have a possible entry over here for the basically, I'll just call it the trail strategy right now until I figure out a name for it. But yeah, if the candle closes green, then it's going to be a possible entry for that specific strategy that I was just referring to you guys earlier. It's got to close green though. So if it doesn't close green, there's no entry, and then you have to wait for the next 2 green candles to come up. If the candle gets too close and it's really unsure what color it is, then obviously I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to skip it and wait for the next one. It's got to be for sure. Okay, so that didn't even close green, so there's no entry there. ATR is low again, so you guys can see down below ATR is currently at 15. Thanks, William, for the heads up. When the ATR is low like that, it's not a good time to trade because the market's going to start to consolidate for a bit. I mean, it might climb, but it'll be a slow climb. Otherwise, it's just going to consolidate. All right, so no entry there. Let me see what else I'm missing here. Yeah, Shiv said basically did exactly what you said. Double bottom on the lower low, buy signal push up, and then he took that for the quick buy. Yeah, no, I agree with you too. All right, good luck with your interview, Shiv. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Definitely. We got Patricia over here. She traded 1 account for today because of the news. Total profit of 4,495 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Solid profits right there. Definitely. All right, Shiv, great work today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Yeah, so Shiv just got funded with Top Step. So he's taking it very well. He has to take it easy right now. There's a scaling program right now. So he has to like scale up, be profitable a couple of days, and then they'll let him take, full lot sizes. So yeah, no, I think Shiv, there's about like 3 people here who are funded with Top Step. Hopefully I'll be that next person once I take more of these trades, if I can get them in. But yeah, for this Top Step, see, I'm trying to think of names for that strategy. but we kind of use all the momentum names already. Like I can't call it a momentum scalp. I can't call it I guess we call it something like a momentum follow-up, because that's kind of what it is. You're looking for momentum and you're looking for two candles to follow that direction, right? So like momentum right here, two red candles. I try to look for the most basic name to use so that there's no confusion. But we can't use momentum continuation because that's already used. We've already used momentum scalp. This could be like the momentum. So William's asking if we can call it the momentum push scalp, MPS. That wouldn't work because it's going to be confusing with momentum pullback scalp, because everybody calls a momentum pullback scalp MPS as well. So that wouldn't work. I don't want to confuse the strategies because they're totally different. But yeah, we'll think of something. Right now, I'm just going to call it. I'll just call it momentum follow-up right now. It's kind of a dumb name, but I'll just call it that at the moment until I figure out something better. Yeah, Natasha said momentum carry on the scalp. William said momentum keep going scalp. Yeah, I mean continuation would have been nice, but we were going to use that for another strategy, so I can't really use that for this one. I got so many strategies, guys, but the thing with these strategies is that they're all very similar. So you guys will see that I create like a lot of different strategies, but they're all pretty much the same thing. They're all based off momentum. So you're just looking for different patterns that happen after these momentum signals. So like, for example, the momentum pullback scalp, right? We're looking for a sell signal. We're looking for price to retrace, and we're looking for the continuation back down, right? That's exactly what we're looking for. Same with like this momentum follow-up, right? We have a sell signal. We're looking for two red candles, and we're continuing in the direction of momentum. So although I have like 15 or 20 strategies, a lot of these strategies are pretty much the same thing. They're just different entry points. So all of our strategies are based off momentum. A lot of the times they're based off trend, but for sure they're always based off momentum. That's going to be like one of the main factors when looking at the entries here. The volatility is starting to get really slow, guys. So I don't know if I'll be looking for any more entries. ATR is currently at 14 right now, so it's not looking too great. The last thing you want is to be caught in a position and it just goes sideways for a long time and then ends up, either hitting your TP or your stop loss. But it's just not a good time to trade right now. We have news right here at 7:30 as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Casey said momentuation. Yeah, that's probably the best one, Casey. The easiest one for us to pronounce. I don't even know how to read that. Momentuation. Sounds like something Kip would come up with. Where's Kip at? Is Kip here? Sounds like a medicine Kip would try to sell to his patients. Kip's not here today. Let's see. Martha said, I'm on MT4 and the spread is crazy. I'm out. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, definitely, Martha. I agree with you too. The spread keeps changing on MT4, guys. It's currently at 160 right now. It was at 190 a while ago. So you want to be a little careful with these entries here. Martha just sent in her profits, total profit of about, let's see, about 600 for the day. She had one loss for 430. Everything else was a win, full TP of 870. And then her second account over here, total profit of 210. So nice work right there, Martha. Great profit. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. We're on the news channel right here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking at some questions here. If there's any questions that I missed. Let's see. So Marston's asking, so for the breakout V2, it's only one entry a day, Marston. He's actually not here, but it's only one entry a day. So I mean, it could happen. It usually happens within the first 5 minutes or so, but it's typically only once a day. So yeah, I mean, it could happen. It's just going to happen earlier in the session. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Yeah, definitely. William said this data is nothing less than quality. We have a solid base of data which we can pull a lot of information from to make quality decisions. Yeah, and I agree with you 100%, William. You know, the thing is, I've been documenting all of our trades for like the past 5 years now. I just haven't put it into a spreadsheet. Now that we have it in a spreadsheet, it makes a world of a difference because you can see exactly what strategies to use and what, you know, TP stop losses to use as well. Because that's a big factor because a lot of people wonder like what strategy should I use during, you know, these times of like this time of the year. If we have a spreadsheet pretty much identifying, you know, what strategies hit the most and what strategies don't, you can focus on like what strategies to focus on versus strategies to avoid. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So Martha said it hit her TP on TradingView, but it gave her a loss on MC4. Yeah, because it's probably because of the spread, Martha, for your first trade there. It's all good. It happens. But I mean, you did pretty good so far. I mean, as long as you are profitable, you know, at the end of the day, that's going to be the key thing to really look out for. So let me just transfer some of these profits over real quick. So I'm gonna go over here to the Discord. Go to team profits. We got Patricia over here. We got Shiv here. We have Andreas here. I think that's it. All right, cool. All right, so we're still looking for an entry here, guys. We have a bullish momentum. Oh, I just missed the entry here. There was another entry that came up for that. Yeah, I mean, just hit TP too. I don't know if anybody saw it. Or it's still running. It's too late for me to take it. It's all good. Yeah, it happened too quickly. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, buy a signal right there, 2 green candles. Nice, looks like Sisu caught it. He's in it right now. Yeah, hopefully it hits. I'm expecting it to hit for you guys. The thing that I noticed with this strategy too is it becomes risky when the volatility dies down, like closer to like 7. I mean, not 7, 8. So like around like 7:30 to 7:50, it's usually where the strategy starts to get a little bit iffy. Looks like 10 hit TP and it did. So if you guys took it, solid work right there, guys. You guys can see the strategy is very, very lucrative if you have a broker that can provide you with like 0 spread. So if you're using a futures broker like Tradovate, there's like no spread. So you get in and you get out when you're supposed to. There's no like spread kind of holding you back. You kind of just get in and out of it. And that's why I think a lot of these funding companies are going to be moving towards futures because so the main problem with like MFF and like FTMO and all these other companies is that they can manipulate price, right? If they're using their own servers and their broker, they can manipulate price. So like right now, if you're trading FTMO, the spread is super wide. It's like at 180. It's like, what the fuck? How can I take these trades here, these scalps? If like I take a trade, like for example, if you take the trade here on MC4, you'd probably still be in the position because the spread will be trapping you in the position right here. With futures brokers, we take the data directly from the exchange. You can see right here, it says Chicago Board of Trade. There's no broker here that's kind of manipulating price. So what happens is with these futures brokers is like when I enter the trade, when I say get out right here, it gets me out right there. It's not like, oh yeah, you hit your TP, but you got to cover the spread still. It's like, nah, when I want to get out right here, pull me out right here. And that's where it pulls me out. That's why I like Top Step. The only problem is that there's no copier. So if they had a copier, that'd be amazing. I'd be on Top Step all day, but they don't have a copier that's like reliable. They have a copier that's built in with Tradovate, but you can't have bracket orders, which is kind of dumb. So you can't exit the order. You have to do it manually. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to get out when I'm supposed to get out. So yeah, for the US, I think a lot of these funding companies are going to have to move towards futures broker, which is fine. I actually like that. Hopefully at that point, somebody will create a copier, or I don't know, I might have to go hire somebody to create a copier for me so I could do that. See, Miguel said, I think for a personal account, perhaps a futures account would be better because of the spread for scalping. Yeah, I agree with you too, Miguel, 100%. That's what I would do too. I would use, I would use that for myself as well. Like for these quick scalp moves, because you can use like a very tight stop loss because it follows like what your TP stop loss would be on TradingView. Like this is your actual TP stop loss. It's not like, oh, your spread, like your stop loss is actually really tight because of the spread. It's like, nah, your spread is actually where it's supposed to be, or your stop loss is where it's supposed to be. And your TP is where it's supposed to be too. Then Harwig's asking if Top Step has an API. I mean, it probably does. But the thing is, Top Step doesn't necessarily, like, you'd have to, the API would be through TradeObate, which I believe they do have API. I don't know if it's open source, but they should have API for TradeObate. It's just when you trade with the futures broker, there's so many different loops and holes that you have to go through. It's not like an MT4 platform where it's just a terminal. Like I forget what the name is called, but if you're like on NinjaTrader, you have to be on some other platform too. Like some kind of, I don't know, where's Sisu at? Sisu here? Sisu knows what it's called. You have to be connected to some other, there's another platform that you connect your NinjaTrader to, and it's just, these futures brokers are a lot more complicated versus Rhythmic. Yeah, so you have to be connected to Rhythmic. You have to be connected to Rhythmic, and you have to be connected to NinjaTrader, and you have to be connected to TradeObate, and then you got to be connected to API. There's like so many different loops and holes that you have to go through, and it's like, okay, this is why there's no copier, because they make it so complicated. So I could understand why there's no copier for TradeObate, because it's just, there's so many different things you have to be connected to. So you got to have API through Rhythmic, API through NinjaTrader, API through, how many APIs you got to do. And at this point we're scalping, so you can't really like, for me personally, I think eventually I'm just going to fund a personal account. I'm just going to put like a ton of money into this futures account, and then I'm just going to trade it, because there's no point in using a copier for these futures accounts if it's like, if it's this good. If it's this good and it enters and exits my positions when I wanted to, then I'm just gonna like move all my funded profits into this futures account, and then I'm gonna take these quick trades on here. Because if you think about it, like, so right now I'm capped at like 15 lots, right? So if I can do 30 lots, say for example, I'm doing double that. So I can make 750 times, what is it, times 2. So say like 1,500 per trade. And then there's like 3 trades a day, right? That's pretty nice, like 4,500 a day times 5. That's 22,500 a week times 4. That's like 90,000 a month on a personal account. That's pretty solid. And then on top of that, I'm also trading FTMO. So I'm getting like funds from trading from like all these different directions. You know, I'm taking a breakout on FTMO, making money on that. And I'm doing my quick scalps, or whatever the scalps we're going to call this, on my TradeObate. So I'll make this plus my FTMO plus my other copiers. It's just, you know, it's just a never-ending process of profits that keep flowing in from different directions. So yeah, if you guys want to trade like a personal account, I would probably go with a futures broker, because you're not going to get screwed. Like, you're probably not going to get, if your strategy works, you're not going to get screwed, because your TP stop loss is going to be perfect. There's going to be little to no spread. Execution times are going to be perfect. The only problem is the leverage. So you can't hop onto a futures account with like $1,000 and expect to be a millionaire, right? You're going to have like at least 100K in the account, or somewhere close to it, like 50K to 100K in the account to really make good money on a futures broker, because the regulations are higher and they charge a lot of fees. And at that point, you're going to be considered a professional trader, and then you're going to have more fees on top of that. So just keep that in mind. There's pros and cons to trading with different types of brokers and stuff, but there's, I mean, if you're good at trading, the upside is like unlimited. So let's see. Brian is asking, Sean, would you still take this trade during news? 5 minutes. The one that I just missed, I probably wouldn't have taken it, Brian, because like you mentioned, yeah, obviously it was right at news. Yeah, because the trade happened right here at 7:32. And this was, yeah, literally happened like a couple of minutes after. So I probably wouldn't have taken it because it was so close to news, Brian. So thanks for mentioning that, because I wouldn't have thought twice about that, especially if the news was a high impact news. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, guys, I like Tradeovate. Tradeovate is pretty solid. I think Tradeovate, if you just want like one account and you're just gonna like put a ton of money into this account and trade on it, I think Tradeovate is pretty solid. There's probably better options, but for right now, Tradeovate is the only one that I'm familiar with. You know, I can probably go to like, no, that's just too much work. I was gonna go to Thinkorswim because that's my original broker. Actually, I could probably go to Thinkorswim. I have a lot of money in that account for my longer term investments. I'll just use that account maybe. There's so many options, guys. If you guys want to trade like with the US regulated broker, there's so many options out there. If you want to trade with a MT4 company, like an offshore, there's so many options out there. But I do like Tradeovate. Tradeovate's pretty. I think that now that I understand how to use them, it's making a whole lot more sense to me. But all right, guys, it's 7:42. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, the volatility is very low. You can see it's currently at 14. So there's not going to be any entries here for any momentum pullback scalps. Hopefully, you know, it seems like a lot of you guys did take trades off the setups that I marked up here. If you guys have profits to post up, you know, feel free to send them in. Preferably on Discord. If you guys can go to Team Profits over here and post up your profits, that'd be a great place because then I won't have to copy it over. But if you want to send them on Telegram, that's fine too. Send them on Telegram, and then I'll just copy them over. Yeah, exactly. William said this entirely has been a great week. Yeah. So looking over here are my profits for the day. So let me just add up my profits real quick. I've been doing this every day this week, and it's crazy. It just keeps getting higher and higher. Like I'm kind of mind blown with how much profit I've made for the month, because I never show you guys a screenshot of my month's profits because I never look at it. I just look at the day usually, because my main goal here is to just win every single day, right? I want to be profitable every single day. But now I've taken a screenshot of the day, the week, and the month. You know, this is full transparency here. You can't fake this data right here. Like you could have a good day, you can maybe have a good week, but having a good month, this is like it has all the data from like the entire month of September. So here, let's just do the math real quick. So I made 1,000 today on, so 1,000, 1,010, 1,010, 1,010, 2020, 495, 315, 865. And these are all trades that I've taken live with you guys. I haven't taken one trade outside the live session. Everything here is like pretty much on the live. So 8,690 for the day, 5,460. And this just goes to show, if you guys just stick to the live sessions, I mean, you guys can be very profitable and not have to worry about much. You just take what I'm taking and you're set for the most part. 11, 620, 2, 630, 195, 5326, 5526. Damn, 50,000 for the week so far. Pretty solid. For the month so far, let's see, 89, 98, 9510, 9810, 9860, 14359, 4245, 2973, 931, 49357. Geez, I'm up 78,426 for the month so far. So guys, just a disclaimer, I don't want to be 100% transparent with you guys. These are like, so the only accounts that are funded are going to be my FTMO. So basically these four right here in the middle. This is where I'm getting a payout from. These are still challenges. The funded engineer is a challenge right here. I'll probably get my payout or my funded account soon. This is another funded engineer account. This is my personal account right here. So basically the four FTMOs here, and then my personal account. This right here is a challenge for TFF. So I got two TFFs right here, one funded engineer, 4 FTMOs, and then my personal account. So I just want to be clear with you guys, right? Because I don't want to, like, I did make a lot of profit here, but I'm not taking home all this profit. The only profit that I'm actually getting paid out is for the FTMO, which is still a pretty good amount. Just so we're clear, because I don't want you guys to say, oh, like he's posting a profits that's like he's not actually getting paid out of challenges. I'm telling you right now that these are challenges, so you guys know that I'm only getting paid out for these. But this is, I wouldn't be complaining about this either. It's 10, 20, 30. Well, I still 40K for the month so far. So yeah, I just, my main goal here is to be transparent with you guys. There's so many fakes in the trading space and there's so many scammers out there. The main thing for me is to be 100% transparent with you guys, to show you guys what's possible. And I do all these trades live. So it's like, if you guys are on the live session, these are all live session trades. There's nothing other than that. Majority of them aren't even like the trades that I take on the side. Most of them are just from the breakout and a couple of these momentum pullback scalps. So if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to go and take individual screenshots of my MT4, and then we're going to wrap this up for the day. All right, TC, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Van Harwig said, I just got used to the top step sound. I know it's nice, right? The top step sound does help a lot with knowing when I'm in the actual position. So I'll keep using top step. I like top step. It's just, it's hard to trade them in conjunction with my MT4 because they're not on the same copier, unfortunately. If they're on the same copier, man, that'd be amazing, right? Because I don't have to do so much work. I would just take the trades when they come up, and then they would just copy. But unfortunately, we don't have that. All right, here is my first account. FTMO number 1. Two. I got so many accounts now. It's like it's a job all of itself just to take screenshots of my profits. I like seeing the individual profits though. I don't know if you guys feel the same too. I like seeing like the progress on the accounts, even though I already take the screenshot of the copier. Still like seeing the individual accounts. Also, so that you guys can see the trade that I take and the times that I take them. It's a common question I get all the time from you guys. My personal account, 315. Then my TFF accounts. And we've had a great month so far, guys. It's crazy how solid this. I mean, the volatility is super low. I heard from a couple of people in the group who are in other groups. A lot of people are blowing accounts this month. I don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, I know what's going on. They're taking dumb trades during news. So yesterday, I know a lot of you guys here are part of other groups. A lot of you guys said that a couple other groups blew like a bunch of accounts because they traded CPI news. This is why I don't recommend trading CPI news, because stuff like that will happen where a lot of uncertainty will play through and it could really blow up your account. All right, just posting these up real quick, guys. And then I will wrap it up for the day. So yeah, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up soon. Here are my individual profits. So here's my first account right here. This is my funded engineer, locked in 1,000. Here's my first FTMO, locked in 1,010. Second FTMO, locked in 1,010. My third FTMO, locked in 2020. Here is my funded engineer account, 495. This is my personal account, 327. My first TFF, 900. And my second TFF, 1,000. So pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I didn't get the green strip. I was hoping to get the green strip for that trade I took since it hit full TP, but it's all good. So I'll just put these over here real quick and I'll put what account they are. Put an engineer. This is team 01. Team 02. Let's see. Miguel said, thank you, Sean, for the session. Have a nice day. Everyone, see you tomorrow. Definitely, guys. Sorry, Miguel. We'll see you back here tomorrow. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. My goal here is to really help you guys out. I'm just giving back because it just comes right back to me. I'm all about good karma. And I feel like the more that I help you guys out, the more these profits flow straight to me. So, I don't really look to promote the group anymore. For whoever's here in the group, you guys are set. Like, just, you guys can see that. If you guys are here now, you guys are good because I'm going to keep helping you guys and I'm going to just keep getting better at helping you guys. So the profits are just going to be automatic for all of us here. So yeah, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm not really opening this group up to the public as much anymore. I haven't been opening it up to the public for like the past couple months because I don't really want to teach anymore. I'm okay with teaching you guys here, but I don't really want to teach, outsiders or brand new traders. Like for example, this strategy that I just showed you guys here, I'd rather keep this between us because I don't want other people using it, right? This thing works so well that if I can just do this and, load up a bunch of money into my personal account, I can make so much money just trading this every day, taking like a couple of trades, 2 or 3 trades a day, and then locking in X amount of profit. So yeah, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so we're gonna wrap this up for the day. But yeah, we had a pretty good trading day, trading week, trading month so far. And then we'll wrap this up tomorrow. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Again, if you guys are new here, you guys want access to the strategies and stuff like that, the Discord, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. Once you click on that, it'll bring you to the website, and the website will look like this. This is what the course looks like. Scroll down to Discord community, and this will give you the link to the Discord. Discord is super useful. So I do recommend, if you guys haven't been on the Discord, check it out. There's so much stuff there, so much information, so much data that you guys can use to improve your trading. And yeah, all right, guys. So other than that, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. If you